How we doing? It's nice and muggy and humid, and I've just been wiping my face the whole freaking time. But we got pedals, clutch pedal. Been having a hell of a time with this. This thing is just, had to weld the arm to the shaft, to the nut. Gonna have to do the same thing down here. It just does not want to sandwich together correctly. And it's all press fit, square key, whatnot, and it's just sloppy. And that's a new knockoff hunk of shit, so been dealing with that. But I have made some success on this. So we have the R&D IDI billet return rails, and then I have CDD diesel, the glow plug harness, and gonna work on making a plate for the relay to sit over here and bolt it down to this. Yeah, that, and then I got my clutch slave, or master cylinder, slave cylinder combo. So cruising right along, and then I got my billet catch can. So waiting on a couple more pieces for the catch can, but got both shifters mounted, both holes in the floor cut. I got the pedals out of it right now. This is part of my catch can stuff. Everything to get it going, except for a drive shaft, which I took to the drive shaft shop Tuesday of this past week. So they've had it 4 days, and their turnaround time is roughly around 8 days. So looking at probably another week or so, and I should have the truck on the road. But I'm just gonna deal with this pedal setup right now. It's nice and solid now. Gonna do the same to this side. Just not getting a full throw out of it. The pedal loses about a half-inch of travel due to the slop in it. And this is actually a pretty new, well, it is new, but it's whatever cheap knockoff company that makes it. I knew I was going to have troubles with it, so here we are. So before I welded all this stuff up, I had installed it. Well, be the second time installing it. First time I installed it, had the clutch pedal all the way out, put the rod on it because this was loose, wasn't fully tightened down. And then I got the rod where it met the end of the plunger of the master cylinder, and then I locked it down. So that was in the correct position. But when I locked it down, this pedal would move from the stop here. It would come all the way out to about there and not move that. So I pulled it out, welded the base of the nuts, went put back in again, cut it down to about half that distance, but now I have to weld everything so it doesn't slip. No big deal. 80 bucks for this thing, and if it works, I'm cool with it. So been spraying it down with penetrating oil just to keep the bushings from lighting off, so keep everything reasonably cool. It's not gonna be perfect, but so there's that. worked on the shop quite a bit. Got a lot of the stuff organized. There's still a ton of stuff to go through, so there's still a long way to go. But yeah, the what's it called? Oh, that's right, the harness over here. So this is the engine side of the harness. This is the old glow plug wiring. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely old. And then this stuff I need to trim up and relocate a couple wires, and I can put it back on the truck. Trying to keep everything out of the hot side of the turbo so that it doesn't melt the harness. But I'm gonna go cool down for a minute while this cools down, and then we'll reinstall it and see how we did. So I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so we got the pedals in finally. No more slipping, no more nonsense. And you can see down here. So finally, pedals in. I may have to adjust that rod a little more, but we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, no, I had to do all that welding to get it in here, just to be able to press the clutch and have it do something. So yeah, we got that done. Just need to hook up my steering shaft right here. Slips into this grommet. There it is. Line it up with the U-joint. Oh, come on. There we go. And then you put the bolt in it. But yeah, there's 4 bolts there. There's 2 10 mils up top, and then 2 13s outside for the clutch master. But yeah, this thing was fighting me, all because I bought cheap and didn't get a good quality pedal assembly. Would have been done once, but nope. Oh, I knocked you over. How's that? There's that. Not my gas pedal, throttle pedal, whatever you want to call it. Diesel pedal, air pedal, accelerator. And now this junk. Oh, it's hot. Got our 10 mils up top. Go. Now we have a clutch pedal. All right. It was far more difficult than it ever needed to be. Oh, it's hot, humid. It's terrible. Well, I'll find that later. Little plastic clip. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, that's still too weak. I'll just lengthen that rod a little bit. no big deal. I expected it. Next project is this guy. So we're gonna be building the harness for it. Get that all set up, but I'm gonna go cool down again since it wants to be 170% humidity. But I'll be back in a bit, guys, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. All right, so cut and modified this harness. So shorten it up about, say, yeah, about 2.5 feet. And then reconnected everything. The only 3 wires, or 4 technically, that I left long were oil pressure sensor, because it still goes to the back of the block, and then the glow plug relay circuits. So the relocated the glow plug relay right here, right on top of the dipstick tube bracket. Just a simple piece of aluminum. It's nothing special. I was gonna record some of that, but this heat's just killing this GoPro. Can't handle it. So take this guy. I'm gonna try and route it. Keep it out of the way. Under the rail. It comes across to a connector below the master cylinder. And that is your entire engine harness right there. So sensors, glow plugs, the cold starts, whatnot, your solenoids. So this is all pressure, it goes to the back. And this will route up under here. Need to find some insulation to put on that just to keep it from getting damaged, but I didn't have anything that small. And then take these guys. One goes to the top of the fuel bowl, filter, I mean. Goes here. And these guys come over here for actually let me adjust the routing a little bit, because I still have this guy that needs to bolt in there, so I don't want to crowd it out. I'm gonna go under the coolant tube, the upper radiator hose. And then we'll go under this harness. That. And when we bolt this down, the this guy will stay out of the way. I won't have too many pieces that are interfering with each other. Still gotta leave these disconnected because I want to turn up the fuel on this pump a little bit since I put the turbo on it. I guess now we can go this way. Well, should have just done what I wanted in the first place. Took it down. Come underneath. Sorry you're not seeing much of this. I'm figuring it out as I go right now. So I went for a ride. Seemed to be okay. Took that tumble pretty well. I didn't even touch you. So this is what it's gonna route. Behind the AC compressor. Down under the vacuum pump, right along where the glow plug harness goes, down there, and then these two are the ones up top. And then this stuff goes to the injection pump. Try and get all my connectors plugged in over here. That way, I can adjust whatever I need to. Oh, this one connector down here is a real pain. Oh, I just had it. This is one of those ones that if your hand's too big, you ain't gonna have a fun time. There we go. And then this one goes up here. Couldn't tell you exactly what all these components on this injection pump do. I know there's a fuel shut off, but I know there's also like cold start advance and whatnot, so exactly what they are I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but I do know what's there. A little crowded up here. Get these wires out of the way. These ones go to the glow plug relay over there. Yeah, that'll work out all right. It's definitely crowded, but it'll manage to work out. I really need to get a new RPM sensor. These wires are trashed. This temp sensor, and then there's one guy in front of this fuel rail down low on the timing cover. Not sure exactly what it does, but it does something. And this is another one that's a pain in the butt. But it's a stud type, so it's not terrible. There we go. And then this guy, just run it down the valve cover. To the back. Plenty of room on that. Alright. Oh my god, it's hot. Alright. That is definitely better. We got everything buttoned up. Got the clutch installed, finally. Booster, throttle pedal, shifters. Still gotta tighten up some hardware, but for now it works. Got the breather. It's installed. Got one injector with some pretty messed up threads, but runs all the way around and out to here. Got the controller installed, the harness and everything. Put some fluid in the master cylinder. We'll see if it leaks. I think it does have a leak though. But yeah, I don't know. Waiting on the drive shaft right now. And I'm gonna put all this back together, but I've got a problem with my blower motor. It's not wanting to come on. I think the resistor is bad. But what I did with the valve cover is I installed one of these. It's dash 10. Got that installed in there, and I gotta get valve cover gaskets before I can fully bolt it down, but got it installed, so just waiting on a drive shaft right now. But I know this is a late post, or a late video, but that was the old alarm system pulled out of it, got the bumper or whatnot, so got a lot of work still left to do, but we're getting there, getting close actually to moving it around. pulled the overflow tank out of it because it was full of soot. So this thing had a oil cooler failure at one point in its life. But yeah, we're getting there slowly. Test fit the air cleaner, the filter assembly, and it all fits perfectly. So I just gotta pull this one injector out. See if I can show it to you. Those threads are pretty much gone, so gonna have to replace them. But yeah, we're getting there. Take it easy. See you in the next one.